Hey guys, it's Josh from CrossFit MetroEast, here with Coach Colin here, and we're talking today about the handstand holds and handstand push-ups. So we have some of you that have progressed to doing handstand push-ups in workouts or in your GOAT days, and we have others that are still just trying to work on a hold. So Coach Colin's going to be one of my demos today. If I get into a handstand push-up, it messes up my pretty hair. So we're going to have him do some stuff for us. First of all, we want to talk about handstand holds on the wall. So I know a lot of you have talked about or have seen someone kicking up to the wall with their back facing the wall, and that's okay, but it doesn't always translate to the bigger movements at hand when we actually go to do handstand walks or handstand push-ups. So today we're actually going to show you a wall facing handstand walk up the wall to a handstand hold. And so Colin's going to show us a couple different versions of that. The first thing he's going to do is he's going to get into a push-up position on the floor. His feet are pretty close or on the wall, and he's just going to begin to walk up the wall with his feet with straight legs and walk his hands back, taking small steps. Colin's goal is to get as straight as possible on the wall. He's got his chest off the wall here and his legs off the wall, and he's almost touching his nose, and he's got toes and nose. Now I could have Colin point his toes a little bit more here to make it a little bit more difficult, but he's maintaining a nice hollow position. So now he's going to walk down the wall, nice and in control, walk his feet down and step down, and he's done. Notice how he didn't crash and burn, okay? He controlled his way back down. His eyes are bugging out now because his blood's all rushed to his head, okay? That's going to be a pretty standard thing for most of us. Now, here's the sub on this, okay? So Colin can actually just walk up only partially to the wall, just whatever he feels comfortable. Now, here's our key ingredient. We want to be able to maintain a hollow position. We don't want to be overly extended. So say someone is trying to build that hollow positioning and walking up the wall, they're going to stop where they lose that hollow. They're going to walk it back down just a little bit so they can maintain a hollow position. So I'm going to have Colin walk up the wall. He's going to show us what is good and what is bad. So he's got partial, stop right there, good. Walk back down just a little bit, Colin. So if Colin starts to sag his midline here and he gets into more of that Superman position, he needs to come off the wall a little bit. That's even hard for him to hold. He's maintaining a nice straight position, locked out, active shoulders here, and his toes are still on the wall. He could walk down even a little bit further and still maintain that nice core position and that hollow position, okay? So that's a way to sub. Go ahead and pop back down, Colin. Okay, so we'll let Colin get some blood flowing back down his body instead of up in his head, and I'll talk a little bit about handstand push-ups now. So we have some of you that are past the handstand holds on the wall, and now you're doing handstand push-ups. Now, handstand push-ups are a really cool movement to do, but they also demand a lot of strength. So what we want to maintain, and not just strengthen our shoulders, but strengthen our core. So we want to maintain that strength integrity first and foremost. So just like our kipping pull-ups, we talk to folks about not progressing kipping pull-ups until they have a solid base of strict pull-ups. We like to think about 3 strict pull-ups before somebody's going to move into kipping pull-ups. We know some of you bypass that rule a little bit, but that's really our goal, to maintain the integrity of the shoulders and to make sure that we're staying safe when we go through these more complex gymnastics movements. So what we're doing here is we're going to talk about the strict handstand push-ups. We're not going to show you the kip in this video. There's going to be a part 2 to these videos that will start to talk about the kipping version. Now, the next thing that we want to talk about is doing hand placement. So he's got set up on a mat. I have a 2x3 mat that we use for these handstand push-ups because it's a nice little basically kind of a cue for someone's hands to set up. And so we slide these in and out, but it's just a rectangular mat. Colin's going to set up, and I'm going to move the camera so we can show this full go here. When Colin gets set up with his hands, he's going to make sure that his hands are a little bit farther out from the wall, okay? Now, Colin, go ahead and just kick up into your handstand push-up position, okay? When Colin comes down, go ahead and do one for me. He's going to be in more of a tripod. So his head is behind his hands, and he's going to press up. Yeah, he's super warm right now too. Ready? And back down. And press up. Good, okay? Kick back down. So, now you notice that Colin's hands were farther out from the wall. Now Colin's a big guy, so he has a lot longer arms and limbs than maybe what I do or what somebody a little bit smaller, some of our female clientele as well. So that may be a little bit of a game of inches, but what you don't want to have happen is have your hands directly up against the wall. It's going to turn you into pressing with the arms like this versus pressing here. So if I can get in that tripod position, I can get a little bit more pec activation, okay? So it's not all overhead here. I can actually press out with the body a little bit more. Now, this is an efficiency tactic from a standpoint, especially if I'm trying to do a lot of handstand push-ups and I'm trying to grind some out in a conditioning workout, okay? So that's hand placement. The next thing we're going to talk about is how to scale back these handstand push-ups. Now, we already had Colin do a couple of strict handstand push-ups from just the ground, okay? Colin's got a couple of ab mats here. He's going to take these ab mats and he's going to set them under where he wants his head, okay? Now, as he comes down, he's going to touch the top of his head to the ab mat. He's still going to get his hands in the same position, and then he's going to press straight up. So go ahead and kick up, Colin. Okay, he's going to go down, touch, and back up, and back down, touch, and back up. Good, come back down. We talked about this with push-ups. One way to scale a movement back and to modify is to shorten the range of motion. And that's all we're doing here. Colin can then slide one of the ab mats out and go down a little deeper. I won't make him do it. He's been upside down enough. But he can slide one out and he can go down to one ab mat there. The next thing would then be slide all the ab mats down and work the full range of the movement to the floor, okay? So that's one sub there. Now, say you're someone's like, okay, I can't even do 2 ab mats. Don't stack 3 ab mats up, please. It comes to a point where there might just be a little pointless to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a modifier for strength. And so we're going to take the rest of our body out of it a little bit. I'm going to make Colin do a seated dumbbell press. So his goal is to sit up nice and tall in the back. He's tight in his midline. He's going to press straight up and right back down. Now he has to really maintain his core position here. And Colin's a tight guy, so he's going to press up and back down. Now Colin, how heavy of dumbbells do you have there?
10 pounds.
He has 10s. How easy is that to do?
No.
Not very easy, okay? So it doesn't have to be a lot of heavy weights, but this is a great upper body strengthener as he goes up and back down. Okay, we're also doing those overhead presses. Good, you can relax. We're also doing those overhead presses in our strength work, so that's going to help as well. But think about this. I'm trying to press my body weight up, okay? So if I'm not even close to maybe a body weight overhead press, like, this is a whole lot of stuff that's got to happen before I'm going to be fully strong enough to do this full range of motion in a strict fashion. Now, if you're someone that struggles with the kick-up action to the wall, we didn't talk about that today. And to be honest, that's like a whole nother video of technique that we can talk about. We have some progressions to do that if you're just worried about kicking up. So that's something that we can talk about further with you on a separate basis. But at least for now, you have the wall walk for someone that's just trying to get comfortable. You can go up a number of degrees or all the way up to the wall. We've got the strict handstand progressions. We're going to talk about kipping in another video later on down the road. First, we want to focus on this strict action. Those of you that are already doing kipping handstand push-ups, if you can't do the strict handstand push-ups, you need to resort back to this. Okay, a little bit of regression to progress, right? So, strict handstand push-ups, handstand holds, CrossFit MetroEast. Thanks, Coach Colin, for helping us out on the demos and keeping my hair looking pretty for the day. Like us on Facebook, share it with a friend. That's it. Have a great one, guys.